Hello, hello. Hey, what's going on? This is Introvert Boricua with an impromptu live stream. This is entirely unplanned. This is kind of more like a test because I have never done a live stream impromptu in the middle of the week, and usually it's something that I wait for others to do whatever it is that they need to do, and maybe I try to schedule something in. What's going on, Don Jose? I see you. Appreciate you showing up. Now, I did send the link out to the group, but maybe just about everyone else is kind of busy. I'm trying to see if I can get others to come on up. I'm gonna be dropping the link soon. Okay, let me make sure that I'm not having any extra noises. Can you hear me okay? Because maybe you do. It's just that I'm testing some things. I did a couple of changes on my setup. I want to make sure that I can be heard just fine. Let me see. I'm working a little something here. Let's see if I get this right. Hey, what's going on, Marcel? Okay, when I started this stream, it wasn't for any reason in particular. It's just that I wanted to take advantage of the fact that it's Humpday, especially with the conversation that we had earlier. That shit was funny. But of course, I'm not gonna get into that here. But I'm gonna drop the link if you wanna come up and just tell me what's on your mind. This is open topics. Nothing is restricted. I mean, if there is something that has to do with race, let's keep it at a minimum. That's the one subject that I don't like to go too much into because I'm not the best person to be talking about that. So I'm gonna drop the link. And come on up. Let's chat. But yeah, you guys, that in the chat, I remember, I remember the conversation earlier. That was something. That was something. Así que voy a quedarme escuchando. Ah, okay, okay. Estoy un poco ocupado, así que voy a quedarme escuchando por ahora. No hay problem, no hay problem. So I'm gonna be bringing up first guest. Hopefully others can follow. The link is in the chat. Hello, Don Jose.
Hello. Good evening. It's hot outside, 79 degrees.
That's not hot. That's not hot. That's actually very nice.
No,
That's actually perfect.
No. For me, a perfect summer day, it'll be like, say, 65 or so.
Yeah, okay. Nah. So what's going on? How were things on this day of today?
Oh,
Everything all right?
not too bad. I gotta admit, we did have an interesting discussion in the
Yes, we
public
did.
chat. I mean, it's just that it's let's make it perfectly clear. It's for people who are 21 or over.
Yeah, it's for adults, audiences only. But it was
Yes.
also in the private chat. That's why I don't want to get into that because I don't want. I don't want to. Nah. It will be best that I don't get into that. So
No. Yeah, I agree. But it's just that I'm just getting ready because I'm going to be doing another stream tomorrow night.
right. No, for real. I was supposed to talk about something else tonight, but I will admit that I wasn't feeling 100% ready for it, and I felt like maybe I needed to look up a couple of things when it comes to information because I wanted to have that as straight and correct as possible.
Yeah.
So, like for real, I mean, it was only like an hour away from beginning the stream, and I was like, I'm not feeling. I don't feel like I'm ready yet. But I did wanted to talk about it. It was a continuation of my self protection series on my old channel, and I already had it set it up. But I figured, man, maybe I should wait a little bit on this one.
Well, you know
But
what?
yeah,
There's a time and a season for everything. What I'm going to be doing um, now is trying to bring up topics that the ladies can relate to.
yes. Oh yeah. Well, if it is dating and relationships, then definitely there needs to be representation from the ladies when it comes to that subject. I mean, there is one that is gonna be. I know that there is one subject that I know is gonna get a little spicy when it comes to who is more logical. Naturally, usually it's men that are gonna be the more logical. Women are usually more um, emotional, but there are instances in which a woman can actually uh, grow and mature enough to be able to see things logically and maybe put herself in the position of what men have to deal with. We see that on certain with certain content creators. We're seeing that right now that they can actually have more of an understanding, and because these women have actually been in relationships or have been married. So, and even though maybe they're not married anymore, but they don't have this resentment against men, so they can have they can see that a little bit from our perspective. The thing is that we're living in a time in society where um, it's necessary. It's necessary for there to be women that can actually see things from our perspective, because today's women will listen to what a woman has to say. A
Yeah.
man trying to tell women about how we feel or how we see things, then we are mansplaining, or we're trying to tell them what to do, or we're trying to be controlling.
Or we're
You see
part of
that
or we're part of the evil
the,
patriarchal society.
the evil oppressive patriarchy, which even though we're not living in a time where we have the power to just openly oppress women, and maybe they can bring up the whole thing about the pay gap that has already been debunked. There is barely such a thing,
Yeah.
um, but among other things.
Well, I just want to let all the ladies, if there's any ladies listening, or whether it be now or on the playback,
Hmm.
if there's any topics they want me to just talk about, they can hit me on my Instagram at cute1ny. The only thing I request for is let's not keep it X-rated. Let's keep it um, you know somewhat within the confines of the group of people of YouTube, because I don't want my channel to be taken down, and what have you.
Yeah,
Particularly not that still struggling with 121 subs.
yeah. Well, I'm struggling even more. I'm struggling to even get somebody to watch. But a couple of the two you guys that are tuning in, I appreciate it anyway. So it's just a matter of learning how this is played when it comes to algorithm and when it comes to um, getting the subscriber base up. That's something I know that I have a lot to learn, but yeah, yeah,
Well,
I'm doing
I
what I can.
do, yeah,
Mhm.
one thing I do notice that slowly but surely, um, more and more of the content is being watched by subscribers. Right now, I think it's up to say 43% of the watch time that people watch
Mhm.
the material are actually people that already have subscribed.
Yeah, yeah. At least you got data on that. I don't even have that, so I have a long way to go. So it's something that I'm gonna get around to look at the analytics because I did look at that recently, and I don't even have any data available that anything quantifiable that will tell me anything. So it's just I guess I'm gonna have to do more of this,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's a slow process because channels like ours tend to grow very slowly. That's just the reality. Um,
Hmm.
you have other people in our collective like Rag that has like 4,000 subs, and you have True Teacher which has 2,000, and then our friend Denise has about 350.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. On the one, yeah, Marcel. Yeah, I see what you're saying. When it comes to use hashtags, for this one, I should have come up with one something about Hump Day or Hump Day stream or Hangout. I'm gonna have to look up to see if there are those are actual hashtags that actually have anything attached to them, so I can use it for next time. But I did use uh, a couple of hashtags when it comes to when it comes to the self protection episodes, and the next one is gonna have hashtags about gun control and Second Amendment to see if that gets more eyes on them.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a
Well,
learning process. It's a learning
yeah,
process for.
it is, and you know what? And we all make mistakes. As far as mistakes as far as content, mistakes as far as timing, mistakes as far as like equipment, mistakes regarding internet service. So it is a slowing process, and I find it gratifying with all the technical problems I've been having that my channel is still growing slowly but surely.
That's right. That's right.
So, so I'm just taking a look at my analytical data now. To over 20% of my audience is from 25 to 34.
Hmm.
18% is from 35 to 44, and then 55% of my audience is from ages 55 to 64.
All right. All right.
Unfortunately, I'm not doing so great when it comes to the ladies. Only
Uh,
9% watch my content.
okay.
The goal. So I have certain goals. One of them is try to increase it to at least 20%. As far as the view time is concerned, make it at least 50% of the view time is seen by my subscribers. And I would like, if at
Hmm.
possible, by the end of season four, have anywhere between 150 and 200 subs.
Right. Right. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know. I have to work on a little more on that. So that obviously because of the what I have been dealing with, it has really distracted me from doing that. But yeah, I haven't given up on it. I haven't given up on it. I do want to get back on that. So in the meantime, I try to learn. I try to pick up something, learn from those that are doing it better. So gotta
Yeah,
give them that.
yeah.
So if I
I
didn't,
mean,
any, yeah.
And I mean, so that's the good thing about our collective because we do have other people that can give give us sound advice on what to do as far as our content is concerned. Because that's
Hmm.
the thing that like a new channel or a struggling channel needs is some technical advice.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So
That's true. That's right.
yeah. Mhm.
Man. So something that I was thinking about, I saw that what happened in the news. What's going on in New York? I mean, people are um getting shot working at a McDonald's and all. I mean, this kid that got shot in the neck, he almost didn't make it, and it kind of remind me what happened a while back when there was this girl that also got shot, but that girl didn't make it,
Mhm.
and it was extremely unfortunate. But the, there are these things kind of getting out of control, uh, and sometimes I feel for you guys. You can't even go to to a fast food joint to get some food. I guess you could call it. I use the term loosely because it's not necessarily good for you, but
Well, it,
yeah,
it is edible, so in a broad sense, it is food.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But what crazy about it is that we're now under a state of emergency because of this monkeypox, but yet no one has died from the disease, and only about 27,000, about less than 30,000 people have been infected worldwide, which is like,
Yeah, it does make me think about that. If there isn't some kind of an agenda, um,
I
just
think I think Denise Dick has covered it on a couple of
oh
her
yeah,
streams.
yeah. She mentioned something, but I mean, of course. I'm not saying that she's wrong, but at the same time, we don't know that for sure, and so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Um, when it comes to when it comes to that situation with the monkeypox, I know that that is already supposedly, allegedly, a a vaccine, which
There's a vaccine, but it's in short supply.
ah there we go. I see, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
So I say, so I'm seeing that there are three people watching. If there is anyone else that wants to hop on the stream, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna drop in the link just in
yeah, by
case
all means,
somebody
and
shows up.
maybe we can get some of the ladies to join the panel.
Yes, yes, yeah. But because I know that it's something that they just listen and watch, but they don't want to come up and come on, we don't bite.
Much.
No, not too much.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Okay. I have a couple of theories behind that,
Hmm.
but I would not air them here because it's just theories, and if I'm going to talk about something, I like to have some facts because unfortunately, those are friends, the slow taps, or as I like to call them, the mentally and intellectually challenged. They love to talk without any facts to support whatever they're trying to say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a thing. That's a problem.
Yeah. So, well, it might help if you can have like some sort of like a regular routine when you go live. And I know it's a challenge because we have my channel, we have Latin explaining, we have Radical Latino, and then
I know. It can be a bit difficult because you guys are bigger. And, you have that thing where you have a bigger audience. If I were to start up a stream and then a few minutes later one of you guys start a stream, then I'm gonna be basically talking to myself. So I'm not very good at that. There are people that have that gift. That even if nobody's watching, that they can still go on and speak their piece. But I need interaction. I need interaction. You know what I mean, I need to be able
Um,
to have somebody to bounce off ideas off.
well, I'm fortunate because what I can do is I can prepare material, and then with the material, I can talk for an hour easily.
Yeah.
Or if I'm like for example, on Fridays, um, I do like an open panel thing with this. Basically, I just talk about what happened during the week, so I can keep that going for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then if I see this there's an activity in the chat, I'll drop the link, and then anyone wants to join in, they can express their point of view.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Um, Now, this month, I am planning a two-part series completely in Spanish. The first part will be what we of the Latino diaspora can learn from your guys who were born like in places like Puerto Rico and the DR and things like that. And
Hmm.
then the other part will be what you guys can learn from us. Now, the
Hmm.
reason why I plan to do this because unfortunately there is a dissociation between those of us that were born and raised in the mainland and
Hmm.
those born and raised in the countries of origin.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's an attempt to try to bring some sort of help us to understand a little bit. I mean,
Hmm.
we're not going to understand fully because the reality is that we don't have your experiences, but then again, you don't have ours,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it will be completely in Spanish.
Yes, yes. That I want to see that. I want to see that.
Okay,
Jump in and and
yeah,
and, and speak speak my piece in Spanish.
and
That would be good.
me to speak my gringo version Spanish.
Yeah, no, but you do okay. You do all right. You do all right. I mean, at least you make the effort, which is good. It's good. I mean, and we understand what you're saying. Yes, you do have an accent, but what is important is more important that you still get your message across. Yeah, he's gonna have an accent, but we're not like the sometimes kind of how the French can be, but because they're very particular about their language being spoken properly. Somebody doesn't speak their language properly, they get all offended. I mean, that doesn't offend them. It doesn't offend me when it comes to Spanish. So yeah, that's something that you need to do it as much as you can, where you can.
Yeah. Well, I did have the opportunity to participate in the Bronx Dominican Day Parade Sunday.
Hmm. Ah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So it was a nice experience. And I actually ran into Don Armando.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh,
So
that's good. That's good. You had a chance to meet him. That's
yeah,
all right.
even though it was extremely humid, it's like near 90 degrees, and we had near fatal temperatures and whatnot in New York, and we're under a heat advisory until tomorrow, until Friday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But when is okay? You're talking about this Friday.
Yes.
What's the heat wave of what temperature?
Okay. Well, it's going to feel like 100 tomorrow and Friday.
Okay, it's gonna feel okay. But what's the actual temperature?
Mid 90s.
That's not hot.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Nah, nah,
is.
nah, 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 nah.
Now, now, if it was like say 65 or 63 or whatever, now that would be a nice summer.
No, that's not summer. That's already chilly. That's already
No,
cold.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no, no, no. No,
yeah,
chili would be like say in the 20s or the 30s. Actually, that's springtime. That's springtime weather.
Mm-hmm. All right. If you say so, that's fine. That's fine.
Would you believe at one time I went to a barbecue in the middle of the summertime and I passed out because of the heat?
Okay, but what was the temperature back then?
100.
100. Okay, okay. 100 degrees. I guess I'm not gonna be too hard on you because of that, but because 100, I'm not used to 100 degrees myself. Um, but still, if you keep yourself hydrated and you are on the shade as much as you can, then you could have weather that those temperatures okay.
Well, the same thing could be said when it's in the 20s. All you got to do is like wear like a coat and and just think hard, and you can deal with the clock with the weather with no problems.
Yeah. All right.
No, but the fact, but we do need to try to understand um, the Latinos that immigrated to this country, because
Yes.
unfortunately we do not know of your experiences. We cannot understand your experiences, and the fact of the matter, like for example, when it comes to the issues with Puerto Rico, sometimes we can get offensive because we claim to be, well, we know what's going on over there. No, we don't.
Hmm.
No, we don't.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the time, there might not be the best understanding when it comes to the situation on the island. But that's something that we have already touched on it. The fact that Puerto Rico being a colony and we have been dealing with this political and identity limbo. Well, more political, because when it comes to culture, when it comes to the cultural identity, there is not really any issue with that, but it has more to do with the politics. That's what is usually in limbo, and it can be complicated, difficult to define, and taking into consideration all the hundreds of years that Puerto Rico has been unfortunately, somebody's colony,
Yeah.
and that doesn't seem like it's gonna change anytime soon. Now the so-called Commonwealth is not sustainable because we already know whether it is austerity measures, all of the restrictions, the economic restrictions that are put in place by the junta without people's consent, without consulting the people of the island, is just it's just not something that is being of any benefit. It's
Well,
being
well look,
yeah,
when you think about Commonwealth, Pennsylvania is a Commonwealth.
yeah,
Virginia is a Commonwealth.
yeah,
Massachusetts is a Commonwealth, which is a glorified nickname for a colony.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, and of course, there's some people who are in favor of statehood. Like statehood is going to be the solution, and it's like, no, that's not going to happen. I mean, it's more of a likelihood that you will become pope than Puerto
Yeah.
Rico will become state.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of what it looks like because the PNP party has been pushing for statehood since the late 1960s, and
Hmm.
it hasn't gone anywhere. It just hasn't. It hasn't gone anywhere at all.
No,
So yeah, that tells us really that we really need to leave it alone.
yeah,
That's right.
I agree. But you know what's the problem with that, Ramon? Would you like to say it or should I say it?
No, you can say it. You can say it.
It makes too much sense.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It is. It is. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
And unfortunately, statehood for Puerto Rico will never happen.
No, 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 because that's something that has to be approved by Congress, and that if they haven't, if they haven't, if they have said no before, they're gonna say no again. That's not gonna change. So
No, no,
yeah,
no. I mean, that is a reality. Of course, insanity is to keep doing the same thing all the time and expecting a different result.
yeah, yeah. That's one of the definitions. Sure, sure is. So yeah, yeah.
Ramon, if you can redo everything again as far as creating your channel, is there anything different you would do?
Well, it's my channel. My channel is a work in progress. There isn't. I couldn't think right now of anything that I will do different. Maybe, maybe when it comes to how to get more eyes on my live streams, that will be the one thing that I will have liked to do differently.
Okay.
But when it comes to what I have done, when it comes to the content, I think I will do it again. But maybe the method, the way that it's done, it might be different. I might have gotten it better. I might have gotten it right, or maybe more appealing, better presentation. That's what I will think about. That's what I think I will take into consideration. But when it comes to the content itself, I think I will do the same thing, you know, but better presented.
Yeah.
That's how kind of how I look at. Yeah,
Well, I have the fortune that I can send a link to about 10 people in Instagram, meaning at least, and if I can get at least half of them to actually see the stream or actually join
yeah,
on the panel, that's an accomplishment.
yeah,
Plus, I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Um, so there's people who normally would not enter into YouTube, but they will go into Facebook and they'll see my streams.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
yeah. No, but that's all right. That's all right. If this one doesn't get that much traction, and I just have to go back to the drawing board when it comes to the next one. But with that said, I mean, if nobody else is going to be coming up, I guess I will be wrapping it up. I mean, I just wanted to take advantage of the day that it was, so I could I could call it home day, and inspired by our conversation earlier today.
yeah.
But I guess I will have to wrap it up. This is all as informal as it is, open topic as it is. So if there is anything that you wanted to share before I close.
Okay. Well, first of all, as always, thank you for allowing me to be on your platform.
Hmm.
Um, no, I think what we can do is we can learn from each other as far as how to improve our content and try to get more people to view it. It is
Yeah,
it is a process. I
I
mean,
know, I know.
I mean, let's face it. Our channels are nowhere near big like Denise's or Rad's or Christine or
Yeah,
Ken.
well,
But
they have put in the work, and of course they should get the audience that they have.
but I think also to be realistic, because look, it's going to take us a while before
Yeah.
we get to the point when we can have a community tab or things of that nature. But the
Oh yeah,
key
I
is,
wish I could have that, but I know that there is a requirement, a subscriber requirement. So, and I don't meet it, so I'm not gonna have that anytime soon.
well, you have to have 500 subs.
Right.
I think Denise might might get her community tab at some point, maybe before the end of the year, especially if she continues to produce content on on a regular basis. I know it's been a challenge for her this year, due to a lot of factors which are beyond her control, which we are aware. But you know, the key is just keep everything in perspective. I mean, this is a hobby for us, so I'm a little bit
Mhm.
more fortunate. I I can maintain more or less a schedule. So, but
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
key is consistency.
Right.
As long as you're consistent, the subs will grow up eventually.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Consistency is key. Consistency is important. Definitely, definitely. So I guess if that will be it, what I'm gonna do is first, of course, thank you for coming up to my little panel or my tiny little channel, microscopic little channel. I appreciate you being here, so we could chop it up a little bit. And what I'm gonna do
Yeah.
is that I'm gonna put you back on the backstage, and I'm gonna meet you there in a minute. So I'm gonna put
Okay.
you
Thank
back.
you.
All right. So I mean, yeah. Like I was saying, like I said before, this one was gonna be as impromptu as it come. It wasn't planned. I just wanted to take advantage of the day that it was. But I'm gonna be coming out again with another live stream soon, and I'm gonna make sure to give out the link with enough notice because it's gonna be a more important one, and it is one that want others to be able to chime in. It's gonna be another episode on my self protection series on my older channel, but I'm gonna make sure to let people know so they can join and chime in. It's an important subject now more than ever because of all the dealings that are going on in Washington when it comes to issues of the Second Amendment. There could be some history being made, maybe for good or for not so good. But there are things that are developing, and I do have to come up with a little bit more information when it comes to that, so I can share it with you guys. So I'm gonna end the stream now, and that will be on until next time. I appreciate Don Jose. I appreciate Marcelo for coming up to the chat in post. So it's gonna be until next time. Appreciate you coming up.